guys. Okay, so I know it's been a while since I've done a video, holidays, all that good stuff, whatever. So anyway, I'm finally going to show you me putting the sensor, the Enlite sensor on. I've been having a little bit of issues with the sensor here and there, so finally the timing is right to where I'm home, I can show you what I do. Okay, so with me I have the inserter, which is what I'll show you, you'll see that, what the sensor goes into so that I can put it into my skin. I have an alcohol swab. I have two of the over tapes that are the Enlite Medtronic brand. You know, they come with the sensors. I have two of those. This is the transmitter, and right now it's plugged in. The blue thing is the little charger, so it's been charging. It's obviously done charging now because there's no green blinking light. And then I have a new sensor that I'm going to use. I did just want to show you though that I already took out, sorry, the camera's a little odd because I wanted you to see where I was putting it in at. So probably in and out of the camera a lot. But I wanted you to see what the sensor looks like once I take it out so you can see like what is in, what's actually in your body. So I'm going to see if I can get that. This little thing is an electrode, and it's actually just a very flimsy looking wire, almost, I guess, for lack of a better word. I'm not sure if you can see it. There you go. It's kind of flattish, but it's, super flimsy, no pain, nothing like that. A little bit longer than the cannula that goes in, but it's actually much softer than the cannula that goes in for your infusion site. Okay, so anyway, now it's time for a new one. The first thing I do is use the alcohol swab because I want to give the alcohol time to dry up. So pardon my belly, but it's a sports bra, I promise. It's all good. You get to see me in my yoga wear, or at least today's yoga wear anyway. So I'm going to put it on this side of my stomach. I'm kind of limited. It's only FDA approved to be on your stomach. I know other people use it on arms and legs, and that may be something I do in the future, but for right now, it's FDA approved for like your belly area, but the clothes that I tend to wear most often leave me a little limited to the upper abdomen area. So I'm going to do it on this side today because this is where my old one came from. So just clean her off a little. All right. Then it's actually not, now that I'm used to it, it's not as time consuming as it used to be when I was a little new to it. I'm still new, but So this is how you take the sensor out. You hold it by its base. This is the sensor. This is the needle that actually puts the little electrode into your body. And you'll see it's so confusing. I remember when I first watched videos on these, it was so confusing to get the hang of, in a video, and I'm thinking, where's the sensor? But this here is the sensor itself. The transmitter is going to hook onto this little part, you'll see that, and then this needle is going to come out. So the first thing that I do is I'm going to set it on the counter to do this, so you're not really going to be able to, well, you know what, maybe you can here. So there we go. Hopefully that'll show. If not, I'm sorry. Okay, so you want the green little pushy button thing to be facing the front, where the needle is, and this is the adhesive. So you just stick it over top of it and you pull it out. Now the sensor is loaded in here. I'm going to pull that back up so you don't stare at my belly button the whole time. And the needle, I don't know if you can see, there's the needle. That's the needle that's going to shoot that into me. And right now it's like already triggered. It's cocked. It's in position. It's ready to go. So let me scoot this back down just a little bit again so you can see me do this. Okay. So you hold the green Tic Tac button facing down because I want my transmitter to go on top of this. This is the way my trainer taught me, and this has just worked for me for the most part. So, you find the spot you want it to go in pretty much straight up and down if you can, if you can get it that way. I'm kind of OCD, so I try really, really hard to get it that way. And then you push and let go the first time. So push, let go. Right now I have, I'm not pushing any buttons. The needle is stuck in me, and along with the electrode. And right now I'm giving the adhesive time to stick to my body. For some reason, mine takes a little while, so I usually hold mine for about 30 seconds. I have no clue how long it's been so far. So I'm just going to keep talking for a minute while I'm letting the adhesive stick. What I will tell you is that when I go to remove this, I'm going to actually I'm going to push and hold the green button in and pull away from my body as straight as possible. But you keep the button held the entire time. You don't let go until the needle housing is free and clear of the server. So like if I were to pull out right now without touching anything, it's going to pull the needle and everything out of me. It just kind of holds it there. So I'm sure it's been 30 seconds now. So I'm going to push the green button down here. I'm going to hold it and pull away from my body. And now, as you can see, the needle housing is still stuck in my body. This is the needle housing right here. So I hold the top and bottom of the sensor itself, and there's little ridges right here on the needle. And then I just pull the needle out. You can't see the needle from here because when you do that, the needle retracts back down into the needle housing, which makes it kind of neat. I usually still stick them in a sharps container just because it's a needle, but I guess it's probably not necessary because you can't get to the needle unless you know, I don't know, take it apart. I don't know who would do that, but whatever. All right. So now that that's done, there's a little piece of sticky tape on the back of this adhesive that we want to pull off. I usually just hold the sensor really tight in there and pull up from here, stick it to my body. This little flappy thing is more adhesive that's going to go over top of the transmitter. So just hold that up, kind of rub on this adhesive that you just stuck there. This is just making sure that the sensor is staying intact and where it's supposed to be. Now I also use a double taping method, and this is what my pump trainer taught me. I honestly don't think I would do it any other way because there's no way this thing would last 6 days if I didn't. And these are meant to last 6 days. I change it out every 6 days. So this is basically like some kind of clear medical tape, but if you ask me, it's like super duper clear medical tape because I have to use some special stuff called Unisolve to get it off my skin because it really hurts. All right, so when you go to put this on, your goal is to kind of have the sensor in the middle of that hole. There's a hole. And you want the sensor in the middle of it, but you want this bottom piece to kind of be half on your skin and half on the sensor. So now you're holding the sensor in place with that. You know, I don't know if you can tell, but right here is the top of the tape, and right here is the bottom. And actually, I probably should have gone down just a tad further, but it'll more than likely hold. And if it doesn't, I have some extra tape from some sensors that didn't work out so well. So, and Medtronic is really good about if your sensors don't work, they will send you a replacement one as long as, you know, it's legit and you did what you were supposed to do. So right now I'm just taking, when you take the sensor off, there's these little tabbies on each side still on the sides that we didn't rip off yet. And that's what I'm ripping off and just taping down. The thing with the over tape also is that the more friction that there is, the better it sticks. So I just rub it for a little bit, just for a few seconds. Now it's time for the handy dandy transmitter. So the transmitter is just this seashell looking thing. I'm pulling it out of the charger right now. This is the charger. This is the transmitter. There's the little hole, which is going to hook to the top of the sensor. So what we do is just plug that in. You hear a little click, and now we wait to see for there should be a green light that's going to start blinking up here. Well, do it. Usually takes anywhere from 10 to 20 seconds before it starts blinking, but once it starts blinking, you know that, and there it goes. And you probably can't see it because of the light, because I don't see it in there. But it's actually blinking, so that means that the sensor is in the interstitial fluid and the transmitter has signal. So now I just took the little sticky backing off of this adhesive, this little flappy I told you about, and now we're going to fold that over the transmitter to hold it in place. I know a lot of people will just go like this, and there you go, it's done, you know, whatever. This is where I say I use the double tape method because this is what holds it on for me. So I take another piece of the Enlite over tape, and I take the backing off. Again, it's the same exact thing with the hole in it. And this time I put it over the top of the transmitter, and I kind of have, you know, I leave a little bit of the hole so some of my skin can breathe right here. But this just holds the transmitter in place that much longer, you know. So then you just take, you know, the little end tabbies off here, rub her down a little bit. Again, it's that friction that keeps the sticky tape sticking there long enough. So now everything is in place and it's set for 6 days. What I do have to do, I stuck this back here for now. Normally I stick it to my bra or something, but so now what you have to do is go into your pump and turn your, link it to your sensor. I don't know if you guys want to know all this part, but I'll share with you anyway. Why not? If not, then stop the video now because there you go, it's inserted. So on my pump, I hit Act. Then I go down to Sensor. Hit Act again. I turn because at this point my sensor was off because I went a few hours without having one in. I choose the timing. So anyway, I'll touch that in a minute. So I turn the sensor on. And then once I turn the sensor on, I have to go back to that sensor menu and tell it to link to sensor. So I click on link to sensor and I tell it I have a new sensor. And it says connect new sensor, then press Act or escape to abort. I don't want to abort, so I'm going to press Act. And now it says sensor ready, 2 hours. Alert will sound when meter BG is required. Press any key to continue. So basically what it's doing now is it's going through a 2-hour warm-up. In 2 hours, it's going to tell me to meter BG now, which means check my blood glucose and calibrate it with the pump. And then it'll start giving me readings of my interstitial fluid sensor glucose every 5 minutes, and it'll send it straight to my pump. That's it. There are some differences between sensor glucose and blood glucose, which I planned on doing a video about, and now that I've been able to show you this, I will do a video about. But one of the main things that I wanted to touch on here real quick too is the timing of the sensor. For me, I typically do this in the morning right before work and after I've eaten breakfast. So because you want to have enough time to where your blood glucose is kind of not really going anywhere. It's at as steady of a pace as you can possibly have it. You know what I mean? So I usually wait for like an hour after breakfast, then I start the sensor, and then 2 hours later I calibrate it, and then usually it's close to lunchtime shortly thereafter, something like that. Right now it's a weekend and I wanted to do the video, so the timing's a little odd. So I ate lunch a couple hours ago, and now I'm just gonna have to wait 2 hours before I eat dinner, because you don't want to eat necessarily because what happens is your blood sugar is going up, and then it's not exactly stable in 2 hours yet when you go to calibrate it. So it's, when there's big gaps, it's not a good time to calibrate. And again, I will get into more of the calibration and all of that fun stuff in another video that I fully intend on doing now that I've been able to show you this. So until then, I will see you later. I hope this was informative and not too all over the place, but I'm just kind of glad that I was able to finally show this to you guys. So have a good day. Have a good weekend. Bye.